And the conversations are continuing back here at the 34th Annual Artios Awards. I am joined now by our short form series winners for the evening for the the series Relationship Status. Meg, Morman, Sunday Boling, thank you so much for being here. I had spoke with you a few years ago, I believe, when you won, and now you're back again. Yeah. Winners once again. So, old hat or still kind of exciting?
Oh, still very exciting. We were very surprised and really excited to win. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't write speeches this time. I think maybe that's good luck. I wasn't ready. Yeah.
The project for which you won tonight is really a lot of fun. I think, it's taking a look at dating in the digital age. Mm-hmm. It has, from what I could determine, about 137 leads. It was really impressive. Can you tell us a little bit more about it and how you got involved?
Sure. We often work with a production company called Haven Entertainment, and so they brought us on to Relationship Status for the first season, and we've now done 3 seasons of the show. So, it was just a really fun show, very well written, so auditions were always a pleasure, and very relatable to anybody who's tried dating in our times with apps or any other things that are going on. So we found a lot of actors related to it. We found the auditions enjoyable, so it was just a fun experience all the way around.
That's great.
It was also the first season we cast in under a month. So it was fast and furious, all hands on deck, a lot of creativity involved in the process. And then we had a little bit more time with seasons 2 and 3, but not a lot. So it was where you really just have to know what you want and go after it and be a little bit flexible along the process just to get the job done and still at the quality level that you want. Mm-hmm.
The project is about dating in the digital age, so I thought it might be appropriate to talk about casting in the digital age. We've seen a lot of change in the industry recently, internet and streaming and digital, all the new platforms and everything. How much of that affects casting? Logistics, I suppose. How much it affects what you do and actually what happens in the room, if at all?
Well, I think it certainly affects the speed in which you can access people, and also the volume in which people submit. Because it's easier and faster to submit digitally than, back in the day when you had to put a stamp on something or take it to someone's office. Yes. So on our end, there tend to be more submissions to go through, and which takes more time to really be selective in what you're doing. But also we can schedule people faster, and we are able to see more people because the whole process is a little more streamlined since we have digital submissions, digital appointments, et cetera.
It's also easier to do searches depending on how the submissions are, because if the money is only so much, the submissions reflect that, even when there's great people involved. And so sometimes we know that's not the only group of Asian ladies in their 50s. Who else is out there? And then you can do a search more effective. We use Breakdown, so we can do a search through Breakdown more effectively, and then you broaden what's available to you, or you might be reminded of someone that you'd kind of forgotten about, which I think also is helpful in speeding up the process.
In terms of social media, which is the result of some of this digital advancement we have, whether or not it's here to stay for sure. There's some concern with actors about social media and how it affects how people look at them. Sure. And I'm wondering, is that a consideration for you, and any advice you have for actors about social media and how they should approach it?
As far as when I'm casting something, I am not concerned about someone's social media following. I'm concerned about whether they're right for the role, how their audition is, what their talent level is. Certainly there are avenues in which the social media followers that you have become more important, or at least a piece of the puzzle. So in that respect, I say it doesn't hurt you to have a social media following. But for me personally, it's never a priority. I'm much more interested in your talent.
Yeah, you still have to come in and book the part, or at least have shown that you could do it in something, I think. It's not I don't scour Instagram for people. I enjoy looking, but I don't scour for casting. But at the same time, sure, if you're looking for something really specific and interesting, you have to look where there are people posting and showing that they're out there and doing something. And I think that's part of also with even just actors who are interested in kind of staying away from social media, you still have to invite people to things. You still have to advertise. They are out there and available to do work because there are so many voices and there's so much material. So you kind of have to step up to the plate a bit and put yourself out there. We as casting directors have to do the same. You have to remind people like, I'm here, I'm doing good work, I'm capable. And I think that responsibility has now shifted a bit for actors. At one time maybe it was postcards. And now maybe it's a combination of things of like, hello, I'm here and I'm doing great work. I'm an interesting person.
I do think it's an opportunity to shape the conversation about yourself. Like, you have control over your social media. So you can put the images out there that you feel represent you and tell the story that you want to tell about yourself, so that if producers, directors, casting are looking through Instagram, etc., they're seeing what you're choosing to put out as opposed to what anybody else might throw on the internet about you.
I think it's great advice. One final question, it's very important, very serious. Where do you keep the Artios?
On the filing cabinet in my office currently.
In full display of everybody who comes in, I hope.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had joked that my Artios was lonely at the office. I said, I'm hoping I can bring it a friend. So
Now we can.
And bookends, that's what it is.
Yes, exactly.
Mine's at the office.
Oh, well, congratulations to you both. Thank you for talking to me. I really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of the night. It was great chatting. Thanks so much.
Thank you.